What's going on, family? It's Bashari Jones.
And I'm Kiana.
And welcome to KUWJ Live, the Love Cast. Keeping up with the Joneses. We are here to inspire.
Yes, we are.
We are here to empower.
Yes, we are.
We are here to educate.
Educate.
We are here to entertain.
To entertain.
But most importantly, we are here to celebrate.
Yes.
Couples from all walks of life.
Yes.
Okay, no matter the creed, no matter the color, no matter what, because we love love, right?
Yes, we do.
And today,
I
got my brother here. We go way back.
How far back?
Probably almost some 20 odd years right now.
Yeah, at least.
And this brother right here is one of the most passionate, most loving brothers I've ever met in my entire life. You know, when I first met this guy always greeted me with pounds and bear hugs, mostly bear hugs. You know, and just always had, you know, excitement and zeal, never a dull moment with this brother. And he agreed. This is actually I think the second or third engaged couple. Second engaged couple.
Second, yes.
All right. So the second engaged couple that we had on the podcast. And this brother, I just want to give him his accolades and celebrate him and his fiance on today. So without further ado, we're going to present to some and introduce to others, Rachel and Gennaro. Let's give it up.
Woo! Rachel and Gennaro!
What's up? So, I appreciate that, brother.
So the way that we always do it. So today's episode is no longer called Keeping Up with the Joneses.
Not today.
Today is called Keeping Up with Rachel and Gennaro.
We keeping up with
y'all today.
Oh man, for sure, man. Well, hey, man, it's an honor to be here, man. You my brother for life. Everything you said about me, I got to give it back to you, man. You've been a good brother, just genuine, honest, true to the heart. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it's been ongoing. You know, just for the record, you know, I tell people, you know, I love people like me and you've never had a falling out. We've never beefed over nothing. Even when I was beefing with other people, you still was in my corner. Like, you know, I gotta say that, man. You were genuine. Genuine people are so rare. So that's why I'm saying it. So I gotta give you your flowers, man, just for being a true brother, a loving brother. You know, some people talk it, you know, we come from the church. So some people talk the love talk, but people don't walk the love walk. You feel me?
That's right. That's right.
You know, I've always watched you, you know, love on your wife. Just being a cool brother, man. I mean, I know I would never hesitate to pick up the phone and you know, pour my heart out to you, you know, knowing that it's gonna be confidential, knowing that I'm gonna get a genuine answer, you know. So I gotta say that, man. You ain't just, you know, a good person on camera, but you're a good person behind the camera. So that to me, that's genuine from day one, over 20 years. Just love, you know what I'm saying? So gotta say that.
Absolutely, brother. Definitely appreciate those kind words. And
bro.
you know, it's all been real. You know, it's all been real. And definitely sometimes my honesty got me in trouble, right? had to face some things because of honesty, right? But that's another conversation. But so what we want to do is we want to start off the way that we always start off, and that is we love to hear everyone's origin story. This is about your love story, okay? So the origin story of how you guys met.
Take us back
to where it all started.
Oh man, you want to go? Or you want me to go?
You're a better storyteller.
I knew she was gonna say that. Man, it's so many versions. So you want the politically correct version, or you want the
Gennaro's version?
You want the okay?
You want Gennaro's version, because then Rachel's going to come and give us the right version, because that's what the women always do, right? They always give the right version after we give the wrong version, right?
Right. Well, you know, it's like so basically, you know, when I have my music company, I would go to, you know, Chase Bank, and I was a private client at Chase Bank. So, you know, private clients got like, you know, privileges, you know what I'm saying? So I ended up going to a different bank. I was going out to the bank in the, you know, way out in the suburbs, and then I switched banks to Southfield. You familiar with Southfield? Because I was in West Bloomfield. and she was a banker there. Well, she wasn't a banker at first; she was just a teller, and then she became a banker. So we met, and we'd say hi. I give her all my singles, looking like I'm going to a strip club. And all the other tellers would get mad because I would, give them a whole bunch of singles because I was making cash. You know what I'm saying? And she never gave me a problem. Always smiled. Took my singles with no problem. I come in with like $1,000, some crazy amount. 2,000. They got a count. They put it in the machine, whatever. So, like I said, I'm gonna keep it real. I know a lot of people gonna think this story kind of controversial, but it's the truth. Well, at the bank,
like it is.
Yeah, I got you. So at the bank, at the bank, it was a lot of Black women that was tellers at the bank. Okay, and I'm not saying this in an offensive way. This is just real. This is how it happened. They would see like the white boys with the suits come in, and they would help them. But I would come in with the saggy pants, and the shirts and the jewelry on, and they wouldn't help me. This real talk. I'm a private client. They don't know this. I got a record label, right? None of the sisters would help me. I wanted the sisters to help me. I would go straight to the sisters. Feel me? Like I want to deal with it, So it came to a point where I needed a banker, right? And I told the manager, I'm like, yo, I want her, to be my banker. Another young lady that was there that was, I'm like, I want a sister to handle my, Dude, I would come in, have an appointment and everything, and they would skip right over me. And they go straight to the white boy with the suit, the corporate. I'm like, after a while, I got tired of it, man. I'm like, okay. So it's only 2 chicks that treated me nice at the bank. It was another sister, you know what I'm saying? But she was still a teller. And it was Rachel, which had became a banker. Okay, so I hope I'm making sense. Matter of fact, your friend, was it Dana? Yeah, Dana. Her friend, cool. She a sister, cool as I don't know what. She would help me, but I needed a banker. So I think she was still a teller, wasn't she?
Yes.
She was still a teller. So Rachel had became a banker. So at one time, how you just get fed up, man, with the non-customer service. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I don't even care who it is at this point, whether it's, a sister, a brother, I don't even care. I'm like, I just want customer service. I don't even care. So the final straw was when I remember I was sitting down with a dude. He had to like work for a corporation. He had a nice suit. I had on my, gangster gear or whatever, and
T-shirt and jeans.
Yeah, t-shirt, jeans, jewelry, So yeah, exactly. And one of the bankers came out that I'm talking about, and they were like, can I help you? Blah blah blah, same old spiel. Well, I had an appointment and I was there first. She went straight to, the homeboy with the suit. And I'm like, yo, I'm sitting right here. So the guy with the suit on told him, look, my man was here first. He already got an appointment, whatever. So I told the young lady, I said, let me talk to your manager. Because at this point, I'm, this is my 3rd or 4th. I always give people the benefit of the doubt. I don't just nut up at first. You know what I'm saying? I give 3, 4, 10. You know what I'm saying? I give a person 3, 4, 10. You know what I'm saying? So the manager came out and was like, can I help you? He was like, yeah, man. I was like, from now on, when I come to this bank, I was like, I only want Rachel to help me. And he was like, what's going on? I said, well, your banker's got a stanky attitude. And I was like, I said, they help the white boys with the suit, but they don't help me. And I said, I'm taking offense to that because I'm a private client here. And I got a company, business account. And when I come here, I don't like that, I don't like that attitude. You know what I'm saying? He's like, I'm sorry, no problem. And Rachel came out. And it's crazy because she was so nice. And I don't know if she did this on purpose or what. So me and her was,
I'm just nice.
Yeah. So she was helping me or whatever. We had do our little transactions from day to day. And I was getting ready to move. So let me take that back. I gave her a card and I gave her like a teddy. Was it a teddy bear or a dog?
It was a little dog.
It was a little dog. And I was like, call me, hit me up. Because I was like, I might as well, First thing that was flashing in my head was me, driving down the street in a white Bronco with a glove in the back. Like, oh, I don't know if I should do this. You feel me? I'm going to get all I can think about is the white Bronco. You feel me? I don't know if this is a good idea, you know what I'm saying? But she was just so nice. So she didn't call me. So I took it like, oh, she don't like brothers. You know, that's how I took it. Like, oh, she don't like brothers. Oh, well, I won't try that no more. You only got to tell me once, white girl. I'm cool with that. So day to day went past, you know, no flirting, just doing business, whatever the case may be.
No, you didn't.
Oh, I didn't come back to the bank, right? I did come back to the bank.
You didn't come back to the bank because you had moved.
Oh, yeah, I had moved. No, this is
And
before.
then you came back.
Okay. Okay, yeah. So I moved and I didn't come back to the bank. And I told her, I was like, you know, I'm about to move. So I'm going to the east side. I moved to the east side. And I was like, I'm not going to be here no more. So I tried it again. I gave her a card. What was it, a teddy bear this time?
No.
What was it? What was it?
You wrote your number on a sticky note.
Oh, I wrote my number on a sticky note. Okay. No teddy bears, no cards. I thought I gave it to you. Wrote on a sticky note. Gave it to her. And I was like, if she don't call this time, what I got to lose, because I'm not coming to this bank no more because I'm moving to the east side.
And gave me a big old slobbery kiss on the cheek before he left too.
Yeah, well.
Okay.
So I was like, what I got to lose, I ain't gonna see her no more. You feel? So then she texts me, you know what I'm saying? And after she texts me, the rest is history. You know what I'm saying? It was like, yeah. So after she got a piece of me, she couldn't get enough of me.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Or maybe it was the other way around.
Ooh, okay.
But, you know, that's like basically how we met, how we got started, you know, and it's been on and popping for what, 9 years?
Wow.
9 years. That's basically the, you know, story.
Okay. All
I
right.
about the in-betweens, but you know, other stuff. But I'm gonna let y'all do y'all thing and ask questions.
Well, the next question is, so how did the proposal go?
Like recently?
Well, was there more than one?
No, yeah. Well, I ain't know what kind of. Yeah, it went great.
I saw the video, but the story is. She hasn't seen the video. My wife didn't see the video. I did see the video.
Well, I guess so. Yeah, like you know what I'm saying. That's a typical Rachel answer. She didn't say yes, like crying. You know how some women, yes, they cry. Like, I guess so. I'm like,
is that what she said?
Okay, but
might as well. Ain't doing nothing else.
So he said, will you marry me? And something to the effect of, let me annoy you for the rest of my life.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah.
So that's my idea, I guess, how it came out.
This seems like an appropriate answer for the question.
Right.
Yeah. Because I was already
statement.
getting on the nerves. She's out of town, and you know, I proposed to her at her sister's crib, and I was already getting on the nerves. I mean, I can get on her nerves anyway. You know how that is. You know what I'm saying? Typical couple. But that was a typical answer. I didn't even expect it yet. I already knew she was gonna say something crazy like that. So I was already ready for it, bro.
Okay, all right. So this engagement, when did this occur?
Actually, what was that? A couple weeks ago? Yeah, a couple weeks ago. Yeah.
That's a fresh engagement.
Yes.
So a lot of our couples are already married, and like he said, I do think it was 3 because the Barnes weren't married when we interviewed.
Yeah,
them.
I didn't really realize that they was married or not.
Yeah, we had 2 couples that we interviewed that were engaged, and both couples are currently now married. So that's I think that's pretty good.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah, y'all starting a little trend here, spreading that love.
Yes.
That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to spread the love.
Y'all doing a good job. Yeah, y'all
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right, babe.
Thank
so
you. Yeah. So no more details on the proposal. It was just.
Man, you know what? I'll tell you this part. It was hard trying to keep something from her because she is a forensic file expert. You know, I don't know if her wife like that. I don't know if she like that, but you know, the hard part was trying to keep it away from her, like keep it a secret, hide the ring, and because she's just all over the place. You know, I don't know. Women already got the best intuition. I'm pretty sure your wife got the same thing. Intuition mixed with, you know, research and, you know, let me go look for this and let me go look for that. It was hard to hide
Yeah, we had a conversation once because my wife would call me and she, like, where you at? And then, it's like, if it's a surprise, you don't want to tell her where you at, she could probably catch on the surprise, but then you don't want to have any, indication of you doing something you ain't supposed to be doing by withholding information. So I just had to have a conversation like, what if I'm trying to surprise you, so she don't ask me that as often, as she used to. But sometimes you just got to say, hey, what if I want to surprise you? I can't tell you where I'm at all the time because, if I'm at the flower, I'll tell you I'm at the flower shop. I'm buying flowers. I better bring them home to you, right?
I'm about to take this advice. That's some epic advice for me, bro. What you just said, that's epic. Because I'm gonna have to. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's an excellent. You don't ask where I am, but you make me nervous when you call. It seemed like she called, like when I was trying to surprise her. She was calling at the weirdest times. I'm like
that's that woman's intuition, though.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'll be just leaving out the jewelry store, and I'm like, how did she know? Like, you see what I'm saying? So that's I like that, bro.
Because you're not very
I
good.
don't always ask you where you at. I'm gonna ask you what you're doing.
What I'm doing. That's worse than where you at. What you doing? Like, I'm shopping for you.
Don't ask where you at.
She can tell when I'm lying. Like if I say I'm somewhere where I'm not, she can tell I'm lying. So it's like I can't win.
He said something about going with his mom to do something, and I'm like, well, what are you going to do?
See?
He's like, how do you not know? Didn't she tell you?
Bad liar, bro. Bad liar.
Yeah, but it's all good. We figure it out over time. We'll figure it out over time. Yep. So what we're going to do next is our game. I got to get that cord fixed. I see. We're going to do our game, which is the Know Your Partner game.
Okay.
All right. So this is a pretty fun game. We play it with every couple. And the very first rule is that there are no wrong answers.
No wrong answers.
Okay. So if you guys don't get the same answer, you can't get off of this podcast and start cussing each other out afterwards.
No.
Like, you should have knew that. What's wrong with you? No, none of that.
No.
None of that. So because if you didn't know,
you're gonna learn today.
Okay. And it's just, just a good way to learn things about your partner and to figure things, to learn new things. And we're gonna ask some questions that may be, that you may not expect to ask. And then some questions are going to be questions that you would expect us to ask, so it's all fun and game. It's all fun and game. So
do they have paper and pen?
You guys should have paper and pen handy.
All right.
So Gennaro should have his own paper. Rachel should have her own paper. Gennaro should have his own pen. Rachel should have her own pen, because we're going to ask a series of questions, between 7 to 10 questions. I guess it depends on how, what we feel like doing, get my chips out the way. And because I got to pull my shot glass over here.
Yes.
Because the way that the game works is that we'll ask the question. You guys write your answer down. There's no cheating. You can't peek and look at each other's answers. And if you guys write down the same answer, you guys can congratulate each other however it is that you want to congratulate. You can high five, hug, kiss. You can't go to the bedroom and and do it, because we ain't got that much time on the podcast. So we need you to stay here, so we can get it done. But you guys celebrate however it is that you want to celebrate. If you guys write down 2 separate answers to the question, then we
take shots.
Take a shot.
All of us.
I'll take a sip of mine.
You can take a sip, if you find, take a sip of wine. If you fasting, then fake it. Whatever it is that you want to do. It's all good. It's all good however you want to do it. I'm going to be shooting Crown Peach. That's what I'm going to be shooting, because I come here to to do this for the fellas and to represent. My wife is checking her shot glass. I did rinse it, and I also took a towel and wiped it off. My wife is a germaphobe.
Hey man, I gotta say
you doing wine?
Hey.
You taking a shot or you sipping wine?
I think I'm gonna just sip the wine.
Okay.
Hey, I want to say, Miss Jones.
Yes.
I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all hadn't met yet, and you know, she was saying that the hospitality that you gave her was amazing. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, she was a little nervous at first when I remember I'm like, yo, you don't understand this family. Like, I'm like, you know, I promise you, it ain't gonna be nothing but love. So I just want to tell you, I appreciate you. You are a very, you know, beautiful spirited woman, and I'm so glad that my brother was able to get a good one. You feel me? Because how many nightmares have you heard of them people not getting a good one, brother? I've heard a lot lately.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely, man. I got a good one. And you know, that's one thing I love about my wife is that she's warm, she's bubbly, and she's going to make anybody feel at home. It don't matter, you know who you are, where you're from. She's gonna definitely make you feel at home, and and once she gets you, you know, she got you. So you better be ready to talk. You know, better be ready to answer some questions because she want to know everything about you. Then she gonna get your birthday. Then after she gets your birthday, she gonna tell you everything about you. So,
that's right.
Man, you know, I love your family, man. I just had to tell y'all.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And it was a pleasure. It was such a pleasure meeting you and hanging out with you, Rachel. So, you know, y'all don't have to thank me for that. You know, I appreciate it.
Look, listen,
it's rare to find people like you now.
It really is, man. Like maybe it's like that in Detroit. You already know. I gotta tell you, man. Detroit's something else. People are a little different here, even though we was born and raised. So
yeah. It's definitely different. You come down here to Houston, it's gonna be definitely a different experience than from the crib. You know, we love the crib. I got the D hat on right now in Houston all the time, so I represent my city. I love my city. You know, all the way, but it is definitely a different experience down here in Houston. You know, it's night and day. But
so come on, y'all, just come on.
Good. Yeah, come on down here. We're gonna have a good time.
I'm not.
All right, so y'all guys ready for your first question?
Yes, let's get this started.
Am I writing it big or little?
I mean, write it. Sometimes we have people hold the answer up to the camera just so that we can see it. But you know, it's a trust factor. You know, we know that. I know Gennaro ain't no liar. He'll never lie. He'll tell you straight up whether you like it or not.
Okay.
He gonna tell you the truth whether you like it or not. You know, so he Chuck D over there. I'm gonna tell you the truth whether you like it or not.
Man, I don't know what's wrong with me, bro.
All right, so first question. This is a question that we ask every couple. Okay. And the reason why we ask this question is because we actually use this as a tool for our marriage.
Yes, we do.
It is. It helped us catapult our marriage to the next level.
It's foundational for us.
It's one of the books in our tri-book foundation that we have. And if you don't know, it can definitely help you, you know, with your relationship in your marriage. So first question is, what is Gennaro's #1 priority love language? If you don't know the love languages, we will. Do you need us to name the love languages for you? Don't be peeking, Gennaro.
Gennaro, you have to write what your love language is. So Rachel has to write what she believes your love language is, and you have to write what your love language is.
Got you. Yeah, we got it.
You got it? You got it?
Yeah.
All righty. So Rachel, what did you put down for Gennaro's #1 love language?
I don't know if it's the correct term or not, but affection.
Affection?
So that would be touch, maybe?
That could be touch. What did you write down, Gennaro?
I wrote down sex, buddy.
Okay, so we're gonna do this again. All right, so
none of those are love.
All right, so we're gonna do is we're gonna do this again so it could be politically correct based upon the book. So based upon the book, The 5 Love Languages by the author Gary Chapman.
Yes, Gary Chapman.
What would be Gennaro's #1 love language? Is it going to be acts of service, affirmations, touch, quality time, or gifts?
Okay, so
touch.
Yeah.
Can't say, you're supposed to write it down.
Oh. I got my cover up. So yeah, that's the answer.
All right. Well, since we didn't do that one, all right, we're just gonna go ahead and take a shot to this.
Cheers. Bottoms up.
Cheers. Bottoms up.
Anything physical was the right answer.
Anything physical. Okay, gotcha. Gotcha. All right, no worries. Don't worry, because we gonna do it right the next time. So remember, you cannot blurt out the answer. You have to write it down. Don't worry, we were horrible.
We were the worst. I'm telling
at this game. We had to take over episode where Kiana's sister and her husband got in our seats and did the interview, and they took over the Know Your Partner game.
I was the worst.
And my wife, she blurted out. She was blurting out all kind of answers.
That's the whole game.
Wow.
Like, we came up with the game, and we was horrible at it. Right?
I was the worst.
All right. So, next question is
flipping it.
What is Rachel's number one love language? We have to write it down.
Should we give them to you again?
Words of affirmation.
Yes.
Quality time.
Yes.
Acts of service.
Yes.
Gifts.
Mm-hmm.
Or touch.
Yep.
I got my answer already.
All right. So what did you write, Gennaro?
I wrote acts of service.
Acts of service.
What
did you write?
Rachel?
What did you write, Rachel?
I wrote quality time.
Quality time. Have you guys ever took the love language test?
No.
So this is going to be a really good, fun thing for you guys to do. So after we take this shot, because we got different answers.
Bottoms up.
It's funny that she said quality time because acts of services, that's just her. You know what I'm saying? The fact that she didn't pick acts of service, I don't think she realizes that that's what I think it's for her. It's she doesn't look at it like that. I think she,
right.
You know what I'm saying? You know,
but you go online and you guys can put in, like, they'll do like it's kind of like a personality test where you ask you certain different questions about yourself and you just answer the questions, and then they'll give you like your number one love language, and it really helps out for the simple fact, like, my wife love language is acts of service.
It is.
Okay.
You know, so like, you know, for me, you know, I'm a poet, I'm a rapper, so I'm writing poetry for my wife, you know, trying to be romantic, and you know, I'm doing all these different things, which would kind of be more of in a words of affirmation type deal. But none of this stuff is like, she'll enjoy don't get me wrong, she'll enjoy my poetry at the point that I'm reading it to her. She'll cry and everything. But after that, you know, it might be stuck in between the couch cushions somewhere. You know, I might find it, you know, on the floor in the corner behind the recliner or whatever, you know.
Not that bad.
Because she's just not thinking about it.
I got the feel already. She don't need to tell you, like, you didn't got she didn't got the feel. But when I cleaned the kitchen and took out the trash, she never forgot that. She never forgot that. Go wash the car. She never forgot that, and that's going to be a great night for me. You know, just the day that I clean the kitchen, take out the trash is a great night for me. So it's like, it just, acts of service puts a big smile on her face. So, you know, that's pretty cool knowing your partner's love language. For me, it's quality time. You know, and touch is my second. So, you know,
he get a lot of both.
Okay, we're gonna
together.
Hey, no, that's a good. I like that. You're gonna have to school me on that after this, man. Like, show me where it's at, site and all that.
Absolutely, for sure. And these just, you know, little tips and tools that we could just use, because, you know, a lot of times, you know, growing up in a religious, you know, background that we have, it's like, you know, the Bible is what you need for everything. You know, it's just the Bible. You need Jesus. You need God. But sometimes, man, just some practical knowledge. You know, something that applicable, you know, information can take your marriage to the next step, because the 3 books that we have as our foundation are all our 3 books outside of the Bible.
They are.
You know, but it's applicable information, you know, which we'll talk about that a little bit later. Right now, we got to get on with the game.
Next question.
I'm gonna let you go ahead and take care of this next question. Like, you got your list of questions that you love to ask. Her question is a little different from mine.
Yeah, they off the wall questions. For example, Rachel, can you tell me, Gennaro, you write this down too, what is Gennaro's favorite scent or smell?
Oh man,
What does he like the smell of?
So you guys got to write it down. So it's literally no limits to whatever to what the answer could be. It could be whatever.
Powder. It could be gasoline. It could be Chanel No. 5. It could be fresh baked cinnamon rolls. It could be your shampoo. It could be anything.
It could be bad breath.
Oh, y'all can't talk about this.
Can't talk about it. No table talking. So no table talking. So we gotta call our brother Perry, get him back on with us because he was our table talking police. He'll get on with us, and if he saw y'all talking, he'll call you on out.
Oh,
yeah. So what does he like the smell of?
Man,
I got my answer.
Yeah, you got the right answer, I think. But I mean, you mean like what I like?
How you know what our answer is?
How you know what the answer is?
No. I'm saying she's probably. I don't know if we even allowed to say this on here. What my favorite smell? What I like to smell. It might be a little
table talking. Table talking.
You just gotta write it down. If you think it's offensive, maybe put some blank lines in between some of the letters or something.
Because now I get the answer now. I thought at first you talking about like what cologne I like to wear. You know, like what's my favorite?
No,
smell?
whatever the scent is.
Whatever the scent is.
Love that scent.
This is a grown folks podcast.
Okay, well, I got my answer then.
Look at him. He sat back, crossed his arms. Okay, so Rachel, let me start with Gennaro. So Gennaro, what is your favorite scent?
Man, the vagina is my favorite.
And Rachel, what did you put for his favorite? I don't think that's what she put though, but go ahead. What scent did you write down, Rachel?
I understood the question.
Why are you trying to be you ain't gotta be politically correct. Yeah.
Remember, there are no wrong answers.
No wrong
Today
answer.
we just learned something about Gennaro.
Yes, we did.
That we may not have known, but we know today.
But we learned today. We know what his favorite scent is for sure.
Anyways, I said bacon.
Bacon.
Oh man.
He probably likes the smell of bacon too. You like the smell of bacon, Gennaro?
Man, when I smell bacon in the morning, I do go crazy. I do. That's
See?
I mean, like you know how you wake up and somebody cooking breakfast and it's bacon.
Yes.
That's like
He came running up the stairs one day when I was cooking bacon.
yeah, dude. That's real. That's real.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and take a shot to
bottoms up
to vagina and bacon.
That's why I'm not taking shots. I'll be messed up already. He said vagina and bacon.
Oh man.
All right, so
hey, both of it's tender meat, so you know we good. It's in the same family, you feel me?
All right, so now we're going to flip this question. Gennaro, what is Rachel's favorite smell or scent?
I got the answer to that.
We want to know.
Yeah, tell me when you're ready for the answer. You can't see. I got it. I know what it is.
I mean,
Okay.
Uh-oh.
She's thinking. Look at her.
She
I
didn't
know
have
that's not as easy of a question as
not.
you would think it would be. Like, what
It's
do I
not.
like the smell of?
Because it could be, it's kind of ambiguous. Just like it could be for a lot of different.
It could, right? Yeah, because I'm sure you like the smell of bacon and the V, right?
You ready? Oh, you want me to answer? You ready?
Yes, Gennaro. No, Rachel, what is your favorite scent?
lilacs.
Gennaro, what did you put?
I put coffee.
Coffee.
Y'all both like breakfast, huh?
Bacon, coffee.
You put on her coffee, you cook his bacon.
Yeah, right.
All right, y'all, bottoms up.
We learning today.
Right. But yeah, she do
Okay.
like coffee. If she don't smell coffee in the morning, it's a problem. Because I wake up earlier than her every morning. So if I ain't got the coffee going, she thinks something is wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You know what I mean?
She mighty quiet over there.
Yeah, I agree, but
She was thinking more like the flowers. I wasn't thinking about.
I was just thinking of this.
I said, okay, I got you. Lilac.
Mhm.
Well, I don't know now, baby. Get you some lilac.
There you go. See,
You learned
that's the
some
value.
things,
That's the
yes.
value that you get from playing this game.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. I got it, man. This is beautiful because now I can, she's gonna give me the cheat code. Okay, lilac. Gotta get
Lilac.
Okay, it's on you.
And I can't give you any advice, Rachel, on how to make sure Gennaro gets his favorite smell. That's between you two guys. I have nothing to do. We have nothing to do with that. All right. So next question is going to be a Bashari type of question. It's my nerd question of the day.
Mhm.
All right.
Because I am a nerd. I have a percentage of nerd in me.
That's all right, bro. I need you right now while I'm taking this test. While you playing, give me some of that nerd because I'm not. I need some. Give me some of that.
When it comes to school, I wasn't a nerd. It's just
the other stuff, right?
Yeah, the other stuff. Yeah, because there ain't nowhere in the world you want to cheat off of me in school. Look, I'm the guy that brought canned goods to government class to boost my D up to a C.
Oh man,
that was me. I think it was an F to a D. I think it was so I could graduate high school, right? Because I didn't pay no attention in government.
We was on the same tip, bro. Same tip.
All right. So next question is my nerd question of the day. If Rachel, I don't even know if you guys are into this or if you're going to even be able to answer it, but answer to the best of your ability. If Rachel could turn into her favorite superhero, it doesn't matter whether it's DC or Marvel or Looney Tunes, it don't matter. If Rachel could turn into her favorite superhero, who would that superhero be?
So Rachel, you will list your favorite superhero, and Gennaro has to guess what your answer is. Oh, he said he got an answer for that.
Yeah, I got an answer for that.
Okay.
All right, you guys got your answers down?
Yeah.
All right, Gennaro. So who did you write down for Rachel's favorite superhero?
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman.
Rachel, who is it?
Oh my gosh, I was gonna say that, but I said Catwoman instead.
Catwoman. Wow.
Oh my
I
god.
have to refill my cup in a minute. Bottoms up.
Bottoms up.
I just knew you were gonna.
But what's the chick that played Wonder Woman back in the day? What's her name? She older now.
Oh man, what was her name?
I know. That's why I told that she actually dressed like Wonder Woman for Halloween one. That's why I chose Wonder Woman.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
so now you know he liked that costume.
Yeah.
I'm sure he would like that Catwoman too, though.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But that's why I chose Wonder Woman. But what's the lady name that played Wonder Woman back in the day when we was kids? The real Wonder Woman. What's her name?
Man, I cannot remember her name. Was it Diana something? Or no, that's Wonder Woman's name is Diana.
I could see her face, but I can't remember her name.
She reminded me of her too. Like, I always tell her she remind me. I just can't think of her name. She remind me. But anyway, that's why I was like Wonder Woman, But anyway.
I thought we had that one.
Yeah, I did too. Learned a lot.
All
right. So next question is the other way around.
We flipping it.
If Gennaro could turn into his favorite superhero,
dun, 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 dun.
Who would that superhero be?
She got close.
If Gennaro could turn into his favorite superhero, who would that superhero be?
Are you ready?
Don't be Gennaro. I see your eyes wandering, Gennaro. Gennaro.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Can y'all see it?
Punisher.
Ooh.
Okay. We got that one right. I put the punch.
That's the first one.
The First one. You already know how I am with yeah, because I'm you know, I like guns and you know you know, all that good stuff, and you know, I try to prepare for war if necessary.
Oh
You know?
Lord. But she knew that though, out of all the superheroes, and Punisher is not even a common one. I think it's the first time we've ever gotten
Look,
that answer.
So
And
one,
she knew that
yeah,
answer.
yeah. One time it's like one of our couples, the lady put Batman for her
Oh,
husband,
that's so funny.
and he was like, "Look, Batman is a vigilante. He is not a
superhero.
superhero." You know, and when you think about Punisher, he's kind of the same. Punisher is more of a vigilante because he don't have no superpowers. He's just good with guns.
Good with guns. Yep. That's my favorite. It's crazy because that's my favorite superhero. If you had to call, because he is in Marvel, ain't he?
Yeah, he is a Marvel. Yeah, he's a Marvel superhero. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, yeah. So you know, Punisher is just like I'm the paranoid one in the family. So I'm the ones like, you know, where the flashlight's at. Where the, you know, put a flashlight in every room type of dude. You know, let's get the dog. You know, let's have a pistol in every room. I'm that guy.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what I'm saying, I'm working on putting a pistol in my shower right now as we speak.
Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh.
I'm trying to make it to where the kids can't get, you know, if they come over.
Lord,
So I'm one of them
guys. All right, guys, y'all ready for the next question?
So we're gonna do the final question, or you want to do another one before we do the final?
I know that's right. It is 5:47. Maybe we should go ahead and
I mean,
do
we
the
got
final
time. We're
question.
not on necessarily on the time.
We
crunch
still
like
want to
that.
try to keep it within an hour.
Yeah.
I think if we did one more question, the final question, we should have time. Because my next question is, I would like to know, I'm going to start with you this time, Gennaro. I would like to know, what is the most thoughtful, most kindest, most generous thing that Rachel has ever done for you or given you?
Yeah.
I like one out.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, so the kind that she's ever done for me,
or given you, yes, like a moment you can remember in the 9 years that stands out above all moments because of something she did or gave to you. We would like to know what that moment is.
okay.
Rachel, you have to think of something that he might say was the top of something you have done for him or given him that just was like the ultimate for him.
I think I have my answer, but he was just writing for a long time.
Yeah. So okay, so you ready for the answer?
Rachel, did you write your answer? Oh,
I mean, is it like a one act thing, or is it just like a big?
Just whatever.
it's whatever.
All right. Well,
It's
I got
whatever.
my.
All right. Go ahead, Gennaro. What is it?
I said financial support while I learn, you know, how to day trade in the stock market. So like, that's a lot of people don't know how stressful that is. Like, when I'm gonna get serious, it wasn't just like a hobby for me. It was like, you know, we about to learn this for real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We about to, you know, lose some thousands real quick, you know, and, you know, without hesitation, she just was like, okay, you know what I'm saying? If that's what you want to do, you know, so to me, that's like I don't even think she know the weight behind that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's literally committed suicide trying to learn how to.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know that. I'm sorry. I mean, you know what I'm saying? That's like people don't understand when you lose thousands of dollars at one time in 2 seconds. You know, I mean, very few people that's gonna sit back and let you do that. And she did it effortlessly. Like, okay, you lost $3,000 today. Okay, well, see you later. I'm going to work. You know, and I'm like, but I'm hitting walls, throwing bases. You know what I'm saying? Ready to, oh my God. You know what I'm saying? So that's to me, that's like the biggest thing until I finally got stable and, you know, to where I'm like, okay, I'm stable now. I got this stability. You know, she was there through the whole volatility, you know, so that's, for me, that was my answer. I'm pretty sure that's not what she put though.
No.
Isn't it nice to hear that and to know that?
Yeah.
He said he ready to take his shot already. Look. Go ahead,
What you got,
Rachel. What
Rachel?
did you put?
So I put cufflinks. That was like one of the first gifts that I got him, and I put his initials on there, and I don't know. I thought
that's to me that is the nice material wise, because I like to wear suits. So I ain't wore one lately because I ain't had no reason to. But yeah, when she got the cufflinks, because I'm a cufflink dude, you know what I'm saying? I really thought that, because nobody has ever done that before. Nobody has ever put my initials on cufflinks. That nobody even thought to do. That's something that I didn't think nobody would even think about to do. You know what I'm saying? So that was epic, babe.
Nice.
Aww.
Nice.
Was
all right. Well, hey, those are both classic things. So to trading and cufflinks.
Yes. Boom.
Sorry, Craig.
I don't know about y'all, but I'm ready for a refill.
Hey, look, but sorry, I can tell already that when we come to Texas, man, we just gonna have to plan a good night and then a good night's sleep too, because we about to get it in.
Oh yeah, we gonna have a good time when y'all come down here.
Definitely.
We gonna have a good time, man. Be ready to have a good time, man. Because Houston got a lot to offer, man. It's a lot to do. So
that's what's up.
We're gonna definitely have a good time when you come. Can't wait for it.
All right. So how y'all drinks looking? I need to top off. How we looking?
No, we good. We good.
All right, I'm gonna need you to drink a little faster, Rachel. Okay, so okay, so our next question.
Don't worry, my shots are getting smaller and smaller every time. In a minute, my shot gonna be like down here.
Yeah, I can't hang with her, dog. I can't hang with her.
Okay, so for this question, we're flipping the question. So Rachel, let us know, what is the most sweetest, thoughtful, most considerate, most kindest, most sincerest, the one moment or thing that Gennaro has given or done for you that just tops all the moments?
Man, that's hard for me.
I should have been thinking about this.
It's hard for me to think of.
I know this is a hard question, but it make you think.
It do make you think.
Sometimes we gotta think. Helps us to be appreciative of our relationships too, because it's very easy to think of the things that they don't do right.
Yeah.
But to acknowledge what they do right.
I can give you the off the cuff answer. You know what I'm saying? The controversial answer.
We know you don't have no problem being controversial.
Right.
We'll have to put the big E on this one next time, like explicit.
I know.
Gennaro, yeah, put the E on there.
I know it's the best thing that I gave her.
Oh my gosh.
Puff the Magic Dragons.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, go ahead, baby. You're right. Okay. I introduced her to Anaconda.
Oh my goodness. OMG.
Black magic. Say black magic. Say Denzel had the blue magic. You had the black magic, huh?
Oh my goodness.
Let me see. What's the nicest thing I've ever done? Man, that's. I don't even know the nicest thing that I've ever done for you, babe. That's bad.
I mean, I could think of one, but I don't want to table talk. I don't want to table talk, but I could think of something that you done that was pretty nice.
You can?
Yeah.
Babe, you are table talking.
I'm table talking, but so I'm not gonna say anything else.
Because he's your friend for 20 years. You cheating, babe.
Dog, because I'm okay.
Like, we done took too many shots. I'm trying to help.
No, you never help nobody else. You gotta treat him like the rest, baby.
I can write down what I think is the nicest thing that I've ever done.
That's all we asking you to do.
Yeah.
That's all you can
That's all you can do.
Okay.
But I just want you to know I'm gonna go ahead and slide my drink a little closer. Let me just put it right. Let me just put it right here.
Better have it ready.
I just got it ready. That's all.
I think this is the most we've ever drank on any podcast.
I don't know. No, I think I remember getting drunk off of a couple of them before. So I didn't do shots. I said, let me do the wine. Yes. Okay.
So you want me to start?
So who did I have start last time? Was it you, Gennaro? Rachel, go ahead and tell us what it is. Rachel, you tell us.
Yeah, you tell us what it is. Yeah.
So it's not the engagement part. It's the behind the scenes part. Yep. Sure that my mom was involved. My brother was involved. His mom and his sister, they were all involved on, they were on FaceTime. So that part of the specific part is.
I get it. It was that's actually acts of service.
Okay.
That's a form of it, because
that is a form of acts of service.
What makes it special for me is that I can see you put thought and time into this, and that's what makes it special. So yeah, that would be an act of service. Go ahead. What did you put, Gennaro? But you did get what she said, right?
Exactly. We already jacked up the whole situation.
What did you put though? What did you put?
I taught her about the stock market, because look at it from this perspective, okay? When I met her, I was in transition, as far as, crossing over from music to, I told you the story. But I wanted to give her a gift that no matter if she's with me or not, she can use it.
I get that.
All right? She didn't know nothing about, like, even though she worked at the bank, she didn't know nothing about, like, you can do this with your money, right? You can transfer this money over here and make this money over here, right? So a lot of people don't think that's valuable, you know what I'm saying? But it's like this: if we break up or if I die, she gonna be able to use that knowledge. What's the saying? If you give a man a fish, he can eat for the day, but if you teach a man how to fish, he can eat for the rest of his life. I wanted to start off the relationship with, look, even if I'm gone, even if we ain't together, you with somebody else, you always be able to survive off this. Let me give you the greatest gift that I can give you. You know what I'm saying? With or without me. So that's, and I kind of like pounded it on her. She didn't want to learn, it wasn't nothing she was interested in. And it sounded familiar.
Spoken from a true mind of a trader.
Okay, there we go.
Spoken from a true mind of a trader. Absolutely.
Yeah. So, and it's boring to her and all that stuff. But once she got the groove of it, she like, oh, I'm like, yeah, this is how we gonna buy the crib. This is how we gonna do this. This is how we gonna do that. And when she seen it work, you know what I'm saying? And at first it wasn't nothing sweet and nice that like how we see in the movies, but it's like, look, now she understands, like, look, take this gift right here. This is the greatest gift, because if you got this, if I'm gone, you're gonna be able to, survive even if I'm gone. And to me, that's the greatest gift. We in a society where I hope y'all don't mind me saying it, but we in a society where material things is glorified and knowledge is not glorified.
That's true.
But knowledge, if you got knowledge, you can get material things. You know what I'm saying? So so that, to me, that's the greatest gift, is the knowledge that I've given her about surviving. You know what I'm saying? No matter what. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So absolutely, man. Spoken from a true mind of a trader. I get it.
Sorry, I can relate to that. You can.
Yeah, definitely, man. I can relate to. I'm trying to just in the light, but yeah, I could definitely relate to it. Being married 18 years.
I can relate to that ring situation.
Yeah, absolutely. I can definitely relate to it, because I have thoughts of the same caliber. But being married 18 years, I know that my wife, she don't care. She'll use it, but she don't care about that. But she'll use it though. But things that like they will use it. But when it comes, it's the sentimental stuff.
It's the sentimental. I agree.
It's the sentimental stuff. What you got? But you did it. You took care of that.
For sure.
You took care of that. You actually did it. Absolutely.
Today. You actually learned. That meant more to her than learning how to trade.
Real talk.
But guess what, you guys? Bottoms up.
Bottoms up. To the sentimental values and multiplying your money.
Yes. So we got one last question. It's 6 o'clock.
All right, so this is one last question.
Yes.
Okay.
And we're going to get into the end of the podcast. So the last question is, I'm not pouring this because I don't believe in y'all. Actually, I'm pouring this because we actually toasted this regardless of what the answer is.
That is correct.
That's what's up. Okay.
Rachel,
So-
be generous with your drink.
So for us as a couple, one thing that helps us to push as a couple is to have other couples that we look up to.
Okay.
You know, when we see these other couples, we say, okay, that's a standard.
Yep.
That's something that we could push forward to. That's why we started this podcast, because you know, it's helping us get out of our comfort zone and do something greater than just ourselves.
Absolutely.
You know, and to be a blessing to other people by sharing testimonies and stories of other couples. So this next question is, who would be Rachel and Gennaro's favorite power couple?
No,
Not sure if you guys ever had this discussion before. Me and Kiana, we talk about it. You know, as far as who
you mean as far as people we know, or like
it
it don't
doesn't
matter. Look, we learned doing this podcast. They don't even have to be real couples. They can be fictional couples. Whatever couple inspires you to be better, to do more, to aim higher, and to say, you know what, for us as a couple, that's a standard.
Yeah.
And we want to meet or glorify to that standard, you know, and we want to put it in spiritual terms. You know, we want to grow to that standard.
Absolutely.
You know, so who would be Rachel and Gennaro's? So here's the cool thing about this question, right? It's a question that most people don't think about, but I think it's an important question, because if you don't have a standard, then you don't think of a standard.
Right.
And you're not moving towards anything as a couple.
Got you. That's real.
So here's the cool thing about this is that if you guys pick two different couples, then today you find out who's your two favorite power couples are. If you guys pick the same couple, then you guys realize that you were on the same frequency all the time and you just didn't know it. But regardless, we're going to take a toast.
Yes, we are. We're going to celebrate
to whatever couples you pick, because we're always about couples empowerment and couples setting a good example. So
absolutely.
That's why this is our last question.
Okay. So I got somebody. I think. All right. I got mine.
You got yours, Rachel?
Yep.
Look at that smile.
All right. So we're going to go ladies first on the last question. Who do you have as your favorite power couple?
So I put my sister and her husband.
Nice.
They've been married 18 years too, because they're about to renew their vows in June, and they did it on their 1 year, and now they're doing it on their 18 year.
Nice.
That's
a beautiful answer, because
I agree.
I knew she was gonna pick them too, but I couldn't. The answer I put, I had to put. So I'll tell you why, y'all. Oh, you want me to tell you?
Absolutely, but I wanted to say because one couple actually picked me and Kiana as their favorite power couple, and that was like, we didn't expect it from that, you know, from that person, because they had so many other people to pick from, you know, and it wasn't somebody that's like in our circle every day.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
I've known her a long time.
Yeah, Kiana's known her a long time. You know, I don't really know her like that, but you know, she's a good friend of Kiana's. She's actually Kiana's sister, one of Kiana's sister's best friend.
Okay.
That we interviewed, and she chose us because of the things that we're, you know, doing to get together. We always do business together. Everything we do together. You know, so
always together.
That's what's up.
I even had a family member ask me every time I see you, I gotta see him.
You know, so we definitely give you a salute, Rachel, for choosing your family.
Yes,
because that's huge. That speaks volumes.
And I can see somebody choosing y'all for sure. That means you putting out good, good frequencies in the air, brother. That's epic to me that y'all would have somebody, you know what I'm saying, choose y'all, man. That's epic, bro. I mean, that's I say this, man. That's how I hope to be. You know, goes to for somebody to say y'all a couple that we, you know, like to emulate. So that's beautiful, man. For real. That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Mine was my auntie Janie and my uncle Ulysses.
Nice.
And she knows them, of course, but the reason why I chose them is because they've been married for what, 50 years?
Wow.
Yeah, they got some skin in the game. You feel what I'm saying? And you know, they've been through their controversial time. And to this day, my uncle looks at my auntie like she the best woman in the world after all these years. And that's why I hope to be, you know, when I get married. Like when you get older and you still look at your wife, like my wife beautiful, she the bomb, and you know,
right.
That's the goal. You feel me? You know, because nobody, you know, when you down and out and you old and you know, nobody really want to mess with you no more. Your wife or your husband is there, you know, y'all still look at each other like, you know, the best thing that ever happened. You know what I mean? Like that's just the way they communicate with each other. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you know, so I chose them or whatever.
That's dope. That's dope, man. So I want to take a shout out to family.
Yes.
Because, you know, one of the reasons that we and my wife started doing what we were doing is because in our families, we didn't have many good examples of a positive marriage in our families. So when we went through some of the things that we went through, we didn't necessarily get the best advice from our family members.
That's real.
They meant well, though.
They meant well, but we didn't have family members that had successful marriages. So the thing is, it's hard for them to give you good marriage advice if they don't have successful marriages. No pun to them, but sometimes it's really hard to give good advice, something that you haven't succeeded in. So it's really good to have family members that's close to you that could be a good example, you know, of what a good marriage could be. So,
hey,
cheers to your sister and your auntie.
Absolutely,
that's real. And that's why I'm glad you're doing this, man, because what you just said is epic, because what you said is the absolute truth, that it's very few people that have a good example, especially today, the way I should say what's being glorified. Love is not being glorified no more. You know what I mean? And I should say this. It's not that love is not being glorified. The love that's being glorified, to me, in my opinion, is just really not real love. You know what I'm saying? We grew up in the era of, we know we didn't see real love before. We recognize it. You know what I mean? Think about it, man. We grew up on the Cosby Show. Yeah. They growing up on, you know, Housewives of Atlanta. So it's like, you know what I'm saying?
It's a big difference.
That's a big difference.
That's a big difference.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? We grew up on shows like that, you know, Leave It to
Family
Beaver,
Ties,
you know
and
You know what I'm saying? We ain't and see that's corny. That's corny now in today's world. And it's like, that's why I appreciate what y'all doing, because, you know, somebody needs to keep pump that spirit back, you know, into existence. So just know that you know, I appreciate this, man, because it's the truth. You know, it's the truth.
Absolutely. We definitely thank you guys for that, man, and thank you for spitting that game, Gennaro.
Yes.
Oh man, vice versa, man. I got to take some of them tips with me that you gave me on this. I was taking notes. We, you know what I'm saying? I'm slipping, dog. Got the wrong answer from slipping.
Oh no, you're good, man. You're good, man. I mean, it was education. It was fun, man. We definitely appreciate you guys being good sports and participating.
Yes, absolutely.
In the Know Your Couples game. So the next thing that we want to do is just ask you guys, because you guys have been dating for 9 years. Okay, and that's a lot longer than most people's marriages.
That's absolutely correct.
You know, and to me, you know, in my own opinion, commitment is commitment. When you're committed to a person, you're committed to a person. You
marriage is a different level.
Marriage is a little different, you know, but
long-term relationships still take work and commitment, and you know, it's not easy to stay together, especially when you talk about for 9 years. And so you still have wisdom and knowledge that you can share because you made it this far. And we want to know, what would you contribute success of your 9-year relationship to?
I want to go first, babe. Go ahead, you go first.
I would say patience and communication.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
Come here, facing him. Okay. Give her that dragon on the daily, cuz. No, I'm just kidding. No, but for me, man, because I feel like, of course, you already know, man, life is an ever learning experience. You know what I'm saying? And for me, it's like playing your position. Because what I had to get over as a man, you know how we was taught, like, the man's supposed to do this, the man's supposed to do that, the man's supposed to do this. You know what I'm saying? I just, good example. I know I'm just using this for an example. Like, I know I'm supposed to cut the grass, right? But she like cutting the grass. So when I see her cutting the grass, I get pissed because I'm like, yo, a man's supposed to do that. But that's what she like to do. So I'm not going to take that away from her because of my male pride that she like to cut. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, nah, if that's what she want to do, I'll go do something else. I'll go make some money or something. You want to cut the grass, that's fine. Because where she's from, that's what she did. So for me, it was me dropping my pride and my ego and understanding that she's everything that I'm not. Knowing that and accepting the fact that she's everything that I'm not. You know what I'm saying? That's why on a battery, you got the positive side, you got the negative side, but together it's a battery. You feel what I'm saying? So that's how we, that's how we could, like, everything that I'm not, she is. Everything that she is, you know what I'm saying? It's just, it gels so well. But for a minute, it was me fighting it. And, I had to accept that, like, yo, I just got to accept this because when I accepted it, gelled so well. So for me, it's more of digging deeper into myself and accepting the fact that, I found the woman that gels and makes me complete. So that's what make it last for me. You know what I'm saying? I had to accept that, like, okay, this is the one I hear you, God. Okay, this is the one that, you know what I'm saying? Because I think a lot of men fight with that. You know what I mean? They fight with that, because, but you got to accept that. You know what I mean? That's the woman that make you complete. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is for me. That's what keep us, to me, that's what keep me, and communication and what she said.
So yours was humbling yourself.
Yeah.
Humbling your ego.
Yes. Not getting involved in that whole, status of I'm supposed to be doing this. I'm a man.
That's
right. Yeah.
I'm like, that's man, good. Nah. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, because when I submit to the things that she do, we look at society, like you said, as for the answer, like this is how it's supposed to be because we got so much influence in social media and all that. If you break down everybody's house, I guarantee you 90% of the people that's in a relationship is not living like how they portray on social media.
Right.
If you go into the books of people's relationship, you know what I mean? It's the influence to outside. So once you get past that, it's like, okay, this is how my house. Because think about it, when we was coming up, we didn't have any social media influence. You didn't know what was going on behind a couple's doors. You know what I'm saying? You just know them when you seen them at church or when you seen them at the family picnic. That's all you would know about that couple. You wouldn't know nothing else.
Right.
So that's what it is for me. She, I'm more outspoken. She quiet.
Clearly.
Yeah, right. So,
chilling.
You know what I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying? Like that's I'm like, damn, she like to do stuff herself. I like to pay people to do stuff. She like, nah, I'm gonna go cut the grass. I'm like, nah, man, we about to go pay Joe to cut the grass. You tripping? So she go out and cut the grass. You see what I'm saying? That's we compliment each other like that. And I'll be like, okay, well, I paid $40 then, put it back in my pocket. You feel me? Because she outside cutting the grass. Instead of looking at her through the blinds, like, man, I can't believe she cutting the grass, man. She tripping. You know what I'm saying? Like that's. So once I got, that's for me.
No, that's real. That's real because things that both things are very important. Communication is extremely important. And then also flexibility is very important because we've been taught for so long what the roles are in a marriage. And we've been given, these are the roles of the wife and these are the roles of the husband. And a lot of times is that we don't really realize that those roles are particular to that couple.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we've interviewed over 15 couples so far.
More like 20, 21.
Oh, damn.
And
Mm-hmm.
listen, not one, look, and not one couple had the same love story.
Okay, that's
There
what's
was
up.
so it let us know that there's no script
Mm-mm.
of how it's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
Some people met at church. Some people met in the club.
Mm-hmm.
And married 10 plus years at the gym.
Some people met, their car was broke down and they came to help them. But the point of that is,
we met from a wrong phone number.
Mm-hmm.
Nah.
True story.
Nah.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Wrong phone number.
You have to tell us that when we you got I would like to
Everybody always say that. We did a takeover video because we shared our story, but yeah, we can definitely tell you the story. But you know, it's like there's this image of how a relationship is supposed to look. Yet out of the 20-something couples that we've interviewed, none of them look that way. Mm-hmm. But yet everybody has this like ideal way a relationship is supposed to go or how it's supposed to look, you know. And I think that sometimes creates issues in the marriage because people have this ideal of what it's supposed to look like, and sometimes they fight for that vision instead of allowing their own relationship to evolve into what that relationship is supposed to look like.
That's real talk right there. That's real talk. Mm-hmm. That's real talk. Man, that's epic because that's so true. Yeah, well, that's what everybody's fighting for, that vision, and it's like it ain't even real. Like
it's whatever vision you and your partner decide on. And I think that's one of the challenges too, is that a lot of people don't sit down and discuss what the relationship would look like or their ideal relationship looks like to them, or come to some type of understanding or agreement. I know some couples do that, but usually it's still trying to stick to the stigma of what a man's role is and what a female's role is. But if we was to actually just erase that and act like it didn't exist and really sat down and had candid conversations and honestly shared, you know what, I like to cook, you know what, I don't like to clean, or, you know, and you'd be surprised there might be a lot more happy relationships when you take that off and you allow people, if someone prefers to cook over another, let them cook. If someone prefers to be home with the kids, even though he should be the breadwinner, let him stay home and take care of the kids, you know. But I think people are so afraid of what other people may think and say. And I'm going to tell you something. Being married 18 years, Bashari and I have received a lot of ridicule at certain points in our relationship because people will come to you and tell you what your husband's role is, or if they feel he is not fulfilling the roles of what a husband should be doing. And I don't know if that's been the same for Bashari, but I can speak for myself. And I had to get to a point where I had to learn to defend my relationship, and I had to defend my husband, you know. And that was something I had to learn, because a lot of times it's family and friends, because they love you and they feel that they have the right to speak on your marriage, but really no one has the right to speak on your relationship, because that is an intimate, personal, private thing. And even if you allow someone into your marriage by sharing, I think there needs to be boundaries so that people understand when they not to cross boundaries. Absolutely. And they should never ever, it should never ever be a situation where other people feel they have the right to disrespect either one of the partners in a relationship.
That's real. I like
and
that.
I had to learn that. I used to allow people to say things that I should have corrected from the beginning because of who was saying it. But after so long of being married, I had to put my foot down and say some things to some very close family members that was very difficult. But I had to realize that we are one. We trump everybody else. Even the children. People don't want to hear that. We trump the children.
That's real talk.
We are the solid foundation. The children can't function properly if we're not tight.
That's right. Yeah.
And so when you realize, even when you're not agreeing or on the same, you know, having the same views or ideas, you have to remember you're still on the same team. And you have to learn how to compromise and work through that, because this is not my enemy and I am not his enemy. And sometimes people in relationships forget that.
That's real talk.
Right, so I'm gonna take a shot to my wife.
Bro, I was about to say, I was about to take up an offering after that, dog. Dog, we need to put a cash app back.
But that's just speaking from the truth, because people swear it down, they should know.
Listen, real talk. You need to. I mean, I ain't gonna tell you what you need to do, but I'm gonna tell you what's needed. Like what you just said is crazy, because what you just said trumps everything that's going on social media right now.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like for real, because this generation coming up need to hear that, because they don't understand that whole role play thing. You supposed to be doing this, the man's supposed to be doing this. You know, I'm like, look, man. You know, and when it boils down to money. You know, that's what it boils down to.
Yeah,
like,
they feel the man should be basically the breadwinner providing.
Yeah, money,
I think that was the old way of things, when women didn't have a lot of rights and privileges, but now that's not what today is, you know.
It's not today like that at all. And you know, it's just, we living in a different time now. And my whole thing is, if you had the right answer, then it will work. But you giving us the answer and it ain't working, because these couples is breaking up. They're not together. They're going from one person to the next. So it's obviously this glorification of how it's supposed to be is not working, because if it was, then all these people wouldn't be breaking up all the time. Every time
it's not that it can't look like that. It just has to be agreed upon. Like,
just like the Bible says, you know, how can two walk together unless they agree?
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Your relationship can look however you want. And even if you are a man and you do want your wife home cooking and cleaning and she likes being home, that's fine. That's how your relationship should look. But that's not how all relationships should look.
That's not, and that's what I'm saying. They trying to make it a cookie cutter.
Exactly. Yeah.
It ain't. It's everybody different.
Like your woman should be the same ethnicity as you. That's an example right there.
Oh yeah, and you know, we done been through that. You know what I'm saying? And,
of course.
You know, and it's like, look, man. One of my homeboys, he's from the Nation of Islam, right? And he was saying that, because me and him was talking, and we was, you know me, man, I keep it real. So, and he was like, one thing I can say about you, man, because he's from the Nation. You know how the Nation, you know. He's like, love is love. Don't matter. He's like, when you get down to somebody as a couple, you know, you know, what we talk about has its place, but when it comes to love, love is love. You know what I'm saying? What works. You know what I'm saying? And that's, you know, love has a blind eye. You know what I mean?
That's right.
So we can't. When you try to put it in a box, to me, it's like putting God in a box. You know, they say God is love, right? Well, you can't put God in the box. You can't put love in the box either. God is love. You know what I'm saying? Because what works for y'all might not work for us. What works for us might not work for y'all. Like your wife just said, that's an intimate thing. A relationship is an intimate thing. I ain't about to go into somebody's relationship, tell them what they should. I'll give you my advice on what I think.
Yeah,
exactly. That's all you can do.
That's all you can do. I'm not about to tell nobody. You know, like I would get advice from y'all. You know what I'm saying? You chew the straw, you spit out the sticks. Certain things you might say might work. Like, you know, okay, that's a good idea. Some things you might vice versa. Don't nobody have the exact. Y'all said it earlier. The exact answer. Nobody know. Nobody know. And you get into that situation with that person, and you get into a relationship, and you know, you don't know. Nobody has the exact answer. There's no cookie cutter answer to love and relationships as far as what makes a relationship successful. There's no cookie cutter answer. Everybody's situation is different.
I agree.
I was just reading the article on you remember Anna Nicole? She married that old man, and everybody's like, she married him for the money. You remember that?
I remember. I promise I remember.
Right. And it was crazy, because I was watching one of her interviews. Something had popped up on my thing, and she was like, I really loved him. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, damn, I'm not saying she ain't a sack chaser, but what if she really did love him?
Right.
Like, what if she just liked old men and that was her thing? And, you know, they did it, you know, so it's hard to put love in a box, man. We got to stop doing that.
So I want to talk about, I know we got to wrap this up, but love is something different from commitment. Why do I say that? Because if you think in 18 years you don't fall in and out of love, then I don't know what to tell you. because we're forever evolving and we don't always evolve at the same pace at the same time. And there has been many times where I probably didn't feel like in love with Bashari. I won't say I didn't love him, but in love, right? And I'm sure it's been times he probably felt the same way. But the real key, in my opinion, to successful and lengthy relationships is every day choosing to love each other and staying together.
It's definitely
even when you don't feel it. Because you go through it's like phases you go through. It's times where it's going to be just the most amazing, perfect relationship. And it's going to be times where you're like, I can't stand, I don't know what the hell I was thinking. What was I thinking? But I went to a leadership training one time and they said that to me and it has stuck with me. They said, do you love him? Do you choose to be in a relationship with him? It's a choice. So even when you have couples who, let's say one of the partners is cheating and honestly, they're not choosing to stay in that committed relationship when they do that, because it is a choice. Every day when we walk out our door, don't think that there's not opportunities or advancements or whatever the case may be. We could decide to never come home one day. It's a choice every single day. And honestly, that is the root to most successful marriages.
The choice, you saying?
The choice,
choosing each other every day.
Absolutely.
Every day.
Absolutely. So what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna give everybody a treat.
All right, what you gonna give them?
I'm gonna give everybody a treat that's on Facebook Live, because we don't normally do this on Facebook Live. You guys are getting a experience of what we usually call the after party.
After party.
Where we get off the Zoom and it gets into a more of a personal conversation and we just go in.
Okay.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna give you guys a treat.
Okay.
If you're here to get the treat. If you're not, then okay, it's all good. So we have 3 different books that we use to give us the foundation of our marriage.
That is true.
And we're going to share these 3 books right now.
We were able to simplify all of our challenges in these 3 foundational books. No lie. Absolutely. All of our challenges. I know that's saying a lot, ain't it? I know.
I'm gonna say this because a lot of people are like, oh man, you got to read a book. Listen, it's not about the book. And I say this and take this seriously when it comes to relationships. It's about the information in the book and how you value the information that you're getting.
Say it, babe.
That's what's important. It's about the information in the book and how you value the information that you're getting. If you don't value the information, it ain't gonna work for you.
Real talk.
So the first book is
drum roll, please.
The 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman.
Yep, we talked about that today.
Learn how to speak your partner's love language.
I'm gonna give a short reason why that has been so profound. So, for example, most people, without even realizing it or knowing it, speak their own love language. So if you're in a relationship with someone who speaks a different love language, like we are, you'll be doing things for your partner for the purpose of expressing your love, and they miss it. And now you and your feelings feeling unappreciated, unrecognized. They don't care. I do all this, and they feel neglected because they feel like you don't take the time to even show me you love me. But it's only because you don't know how to speak the language that communicates love to them. That's why it's so important, which is something that we struggle with, because I knew he loved me. I just didn't feel it because Shari didn't take out the trash.
I didn't wash the dishes. I had the kids wash the dishes.
Now I don't even have to ask him, y'all. It's amazing. He takes out the trash like clockwork. He does not miss a trash day.
And I know that if my wife is not feeling good, if she had a rough day, I don't need to have a conversation with her. I could just go clean the house and it'll make her feel better.
Oh, he's not lying.
Simply, yes. Just go clean the house up and it'll make her feel better.
It's gonna give me peace.
You know?
I'm taking notes.
That is why that is one of the foundational books. Go ahead, babe.
Book number 2.
Number 2.
The Four Agreements.
Four Agreements
by Don Miguel Ruiz.
Why the 4 agreements? Why the 4 agreements, Bashar?
So the 4 agreements is not a relationship book like the
Not
5
at
love
all.
languages. It is a personal
development
book.
Mm-hmm.
This book is for your own personal development.
All you right here.
And it helps you become a better version of yourself.
Yes, it does.
So that you can become an asset to your partner.
And everybody else in your world.
So the 4 agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz is going to give you 4 different principles that you can use as an individual that helps you do things in a certain way. I gotta go into that byproduct language now because it's very developmental as a person. You know, so it teaches you how to use your words, you know, how to be impeccable with your word, how to be true with your word, how to be in uplifting with your word. Yeah. It teaches you how to not take things personal.
Ooh, because in relationships, let me tell you, a lot of arguments stem from taking things personally.
Real talk.
It teaches you how to not take things personal, which is the agreement number 2.
And my ultimate favorite is, which one is my favorite, babe? Do you know?
Do not make assumptions.
Do not make no assumptions.
Agreement number 3.
No. Because we swear it down. We know. Oh, I know. So many misunderstandings, lack of communication or miscommunication or arguments. Or
look, especially us Christian folk. Why? Because we know, because God told me, right?
We assume we know. Do not make any assumptions. You have to literally come from a blank space and hear them out completely. If you already got an assumption floating around in your head, you're not listening. You are not listening.
So for us Christian folk, God may not have told you. It may just be you making an assumption.
You are making an assumption.
So you need to ask some questions and get some clarity.
And come from a place of nothing. And listen here, because the spirit will let you know if it's truth or not.
This book this book gave me a phrase.
What's that phrase?
This phrase is called "I might be wrong." This is what I'm thinking. This is what I think I know, but you know what? I might be wrong.
You might be wrong.
So let me ask and get clarity, because what I think I know, what the scripture says, when a man think he knows not yet what he ought to know, right? Right. So I might
all in your feelings, making assumptions.
I'm creating this whole reality
that never even existed.
What I think I know, because I think God showed me. But I added that one quote. I might be wrong.
Might be wrong.
So let me go ahead and ask this question and see, because I might be wrong. And then the last agreement.
And this was recently added, might I add, because men and women are too.
Hold on, I gotta go to the last agreement first.
Oh, go ahead. The last
agreement.
My bad.
Last agreement is do your best. Just do your best.
Real talk.
Yep.
Okay.
And your best may not look the same every time. Because you might have a flu one day. And the day that you got the flu don't look like your best the day that you don't have the flu. Right?
Do your best.
So you got to just do your best whenever you can. Do your best. And whatever your best look like at that time, that's what you do.
Do your best.
So the 4 agreements is a personal development book for you. And it's great for couples to read it separately, then come together collectively and discuss what they learned about themselves.
Because it helps you to take the focus off your partner and put it on.
Because a lot of times, like, and this is me honestly as a Christian, when you go to church and you hear a message, and that message is all about your wife. Like,
that message wasn't for you. Oh, that's your husband all day.
That's what God was showing me. That's what God was showing me about my wife.
He should have been here to hear that. So the 4 agreements make you focus on yourself, because we quick to point
it could be about you, right?
Always about them. It's always something they did or didn't do, but it makes you look at you.
You gotta look at yourself. Last book.
Last one.
Go ahead, baby.
Yes. So this is a new book. We just recently added this in the last couple of years. OMG, game changer. It's a game changer because men and women are two totally different species. However, who has really ever explained to us the difference between masculine and feminine energy? Because it is not the same. It does not function the same. And for me, the reason why this book was a big game changer for us is because Bashari in no way understands the feminine energy. No, not on any level. No, he does not.
I do now.
I'm gonna say he did not. He did not. And I am a very feminine female, right? So he had to understand how emotions actually matter for me, because he didn't feel emotions matter. That was not something Bashari felt was, relevant in discussions and information, but that is the core of who I am. So he got to understand that we are two totally different beings, two totally different species. We function, we think, and the things that we each need is completely different. Cool. And I felt then he understood me as a feminine being.
That's what's up.
And that created, I think it made me feel more understood. It made me feel like he was a little more gentle with me, mostly in conversation. Because Bashari was very logical, and it wasn't about feelings. It wasn't about feelings.
He's the emotional one, and I'm the logical one.
Wow. Yeah. Gennaro's very emotional,
and it could be that way. It could, just because a man is a male being doesn't mean that he has more masculine energy. Sometimes it can be flip-flop. You do have females who can be more masculine in a relationship, and the male to be more feminine, and it's still nothing wrong with that. It's being able to understand the two energies and understanding how they work differently.
Right. So with that being said, the name of this book is called Men Are From Mars
and
Women Are From Venus by John Gray. Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus by John Gray. And when I say this coming from a young kid growing up as a Christian.
Yeah, baby.
I never knew the difference between feminine energy and masculine energy in detail. Right, it's just two different energies. And sometimes in most situations, men deal in their masculine energy in most situations.
That is
and
true.
Women deal in their feminine energy.
That is true.
For example, when Gennaro says, hey, the best gift that I've given my wife is to learn how to trade. That's
Masculine
Gennaro
energy all day,
vibing in his masculine energy all day. And then when Rachel says, no, it's not the proposal, but the fact that he involved my family in the proposal.
It was intimate. It was thoughtful.
That's feminine energy all the way.
It was kind.
That's feminine energy all the way. So the thing is that a lot of times we don't learn those things, via just reading a couple of Bible scriptures or going to church. Sometimes we got to read some other material to give it to, because when I learned the difference between the masculine, because this book wasn't my first experience in learning the difference between feminine and masculine energy. The first book was the Kabbalion, when I learned the difference between feminine and masculine energy. So I had never heard of it before. I didn't know that there was a difference. I didn't know that these were different, type of perspectives of life or different energies. And a lot of times, sometimes women operate in their masculine energy, and sometimes men operate in feminine energy. Me personally, I'm a very masculine man. I operate in my masculine energy. Like, when we talk about superheroes, right? I relate to Vision from the Avengers. Very intellectual. He's a robot. He's half robot, half human.
That sounds like Bashari.
I'm an intellectual. I'm a very intellectual person. I read, I study.
It used to be so frustrating trying to get a straight answer out of Bashari. Oh my God.
That's just me. I read. I study. I'm going to listen to every point of view before I come up with a conclusion.
He's gonna think for about 5
I'm
minutes.
gonna
I'm like,
think
did you
about
hear
it.
my question? Baby, I'm still thinking.
Exactly. I'm
Still think 5 minutes later.
I'm calculating I'm calculating almost a half of the universe in this one scenario, right? You know, that's just how I operate.
It's like, babe, it's not that deep. Do
That's
you
just,
like it or not?
You know, for my wife, it's just like, you know, I'm at this emotion, I'm at this feeling right now. I'm right here, right now at this emotion and this feeling, you know. And for me, it was like when I first read, right before I read the book, Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, I had asked my wife and my daughters a question because my son is out of the house at this time. It's just my wife and my 2 daughters, right?
All women.
So it's all women. So it's a bunch of feminine energy going on around in the house, and I'm the only masculine.
We trying to deal with him.
And I'm trying to deal with them, right? It's 3 against 1.
We trying to get them. We trying to understand.
And I'm trying to understand them. And I asked them a question. I said, well, when y'all come to me with something, are y'all coming to me for an answer, or do you just want a hug?
Sometimes, guess what?
When I read the book, they didn't answer me right then and there, right? But when I read the book, I found out that they just wanted a hug. Like they just want a hug, and for me to say, you know what? I hear you. I hear what you're saying. I got you. No worries.
Isn't that amazing? That is amazing. You held me, you comforted me, and you told me what I needed to hear.
They don't want it. They don't want the resolution to the problem at all at that moment.
I'm traumatized right now. I don't need you to solve it. Just
at that moment,
me.
They don't want a resolution to the problem.
That sounds familiar.
They don't want us to fix anything
just
at that moment.
Me.
They just want a doggone hug.
That's it.
And don't worry about it, baby. It's gonna be okay.
Thank you.
Later on,
I have a hard time with that, y'all.
Later on, when they're done with that, we could come back with the resolution.
Now I'm ready for
the answer,
a resolution, because I'm calm now. You calm my emotions. I can't think about that when my emotions is high. But now that I'm calm, yes, let's talk about the solution.
That's real though, man, and I'm guilty of that.
Listen, the thing is that once we get into it, but here's the thing. Here's the one thing out of that book that John Gray says: if you don't walk,
good, y'all.
If you don't walk away, right? I'm over here hiding all of my burps and everything, but
drink a lot of crowd.
I mean, look, we only this far.
He the only one drinking it though.
We only this far. But
he need a snack.
One thing that John Gray says, and he says, if you don't get anything out of this book, get this one thing: that the masculine energy and the feminine energy are 2 different languages.
That's correct.
And you have to accept the fact that your partner may speak a different language.
Yep, and you can't always understand.
And you have to be okay with it. I believe that once we both read this book and accepted each other's differences.
I had already read it. I needed him to read it.
But after we both had read it and accepted each other's differences, we've seen our arguments almost dissipate.
I promise you not. When I tell you that last piece, so okay, I'm gonna sum this up by saying, out of the 18 years, one thing I could definitely say is there was a lot of frustration because we had a lot of situations where I just didn't know what to do. I didn't even know who to turn to for advice. That is a very frustrating place to be in. We just are not seeing eye to eye, and a decision has to be made, and I don't know who to get advice from. And that is one of the reasons why we decided to start the podcast, why we started our couples events, why we started doing the things that we did, because we were looking for something and it did not exist. So I say all that to say, these 3 books that we're talking about, out of all the situations we've had, all the scenarios we've been through, all the advice we got, good or bad, these 3 books were able to help us solve so many issues that we had, and it simplified it. It made it like 1, 2, 3. And that's why these have become our foundational tools for a successful marriage, because it really touched on everything. It touched on communication. It touched on understanding male and female gender roles, I don't like these say gender roles, but male and female energy. And it also touched on how you receive information, how you control your thoughts, how you communicate with your words, because it really talks about 4 agreements, being impeccable with your word. And it's not even just talking about being impeccable with your partner, but even with how you speak on yourself. They call it black magic. When you speak ill on yourself or your partner, you're speaking black magic. And when you think about it from that perspective, it really changed the way I spoke of my husband. Even if I may not have at that moment saw him a certain way, I wasn't going to speak that. I would speak on him in a way that I chose to see him.
Right.
And I'm going to tell you something. There's something very powerful about adapting these simple principles, because I promise you, we still have our disagreements. We still have our issues, but not really.
They don't explode into arguments.
Right. And that's
like, really. They just pretty much,
because we don't take it personal. We don't make assumptions. We're impeccable with our word. You know, I'm understanding when I ain't getting him. Oh, it's that masculine energy. Sometimes I really just don't get, but I don't get why he did what he did, why he said what he said, why he feel how he feel. But I now understand it's not for me always to get him, but to understand that's his masculine energy performing the way masculine energy performs.
Yeah, so
and it helps a lot.
It's like she knows that when she comes to me with the situation, my nature is to figure out the resolution.
I do know that.
That's my nature.
So I don't get frustrated.
So I may not be real verbal when she's venting to me, because I'm by nature, I'm thinking about a resolution to the problem. That's just my nature, and she gets that.
I do.
So
it
she
used
knows,
to frustrate me, but
so
now
she knows that now I'm not verbalizing, that I'm thinking, and I'm listening. And now I know that even though I'm thinking of a resolution, and I don't had, you know how a lot of times, sometimes some men think we done got 10 resolutions to the problem in like 5 seconds, but I'm not going to even communicate that to her.
He's gotten so
at that moment.
That you guys.
I'm just going to listen and just listen and just listen and just listen and just listen. He's very good
at listening. It took many years for me to get that.
And now I'm not going to even though I don't have I'm like Dr. Strange on there. Like, I'm seeing a million ways it won't work and one way that it's going to work, right? But I'm not going to even communicate the one way that it's going to work. I'm just going to listen to you. And then when the time is right, I'll give you the one way that is going to work, the resolution that we can find. I'm just going to hold on to that until the right time. Once the right time presents itself, I'll give you the right time. And the right time is normally when she's calmed down, she's got through her venting stage, and then she'll come back and she's ready. She'll come back and ask and say, hey, what's going on? Because now she understands. So the biggest thing is accepting the difference in your partner and saying, hey, we don't operate these 2 different ways, but these 2 different ways can be an asset to both of us. Why? Because I can use my wife's intuition as an asset.
I used to feel like, oh, he just don't think I know anything, huh? Or he don't trust me. He just don't trust me.
Right. So I can use my wife's intuition as an asset, and she can use my logic as an asset.
Yeah. So now he values my intuition when I feel instinctively, gutly, and I'll speak on it. And before I used to feel like he didn't value that, but now I feel like he does.
That's real talk.
Yeah, so it's all balance and understanding. So those 3 books, so you guys got the treat.
Okay, we're gonna get them too. I like that.
I hope so, because I promise you, all the counseling, all the conversations did not help us as much as these 3 books did.
I can believe that too.
Well, and you got us, we're both readers, so.
Yeah, we both readers.
Nice.
We want to follow up, so we're going to have to schedule another interview after you've read these books. We would like to hear some feedback.
Okay, sound good to me.
Yeah, that sounds good. I'm hungry, babe. We've been drinking. We need a snack.
Yep. So for those of you who are on Facebook Live, we appreciate you guys for watching. I've seen a lot of people that then came on and got off. So I'm gonna give a couple of shout outs to my boy Merle. That's my guy from way back in the day. From Jesus, oh Lord, that's way back in the day. Dre Park, He's a recent brother that we just met lately. Latilia Body or Booty. I don't want to pronounce your name wrong, but shout out to her because her and her twin sister, we did the paint party for her and her sister. Our mentor, our trading mentor, one of my trading mentors, Andre Campbell. Yes. Much love to you, brother. Thank you for all that you poured into me, for trading Forex. My good auntie, Clementine Barfield.
Oh, auntie.
Shout out to Aunt Clementine. And the other twin, Latia Jones, who's also a Jones.
Yes.
For checking us out. She's the other twin that did the paint party with us. And Randall, my brother, my broski, who actually taught us how to ballroom dance. And
our DJ at our wedding.
The DJ at our wedding, actually got us hooked up with Sandman, Michael Sandman Sandelin on Sandbox Radio.
On the radio.
We had the podcast originally there on his internet radio station. So shout out to everybody who came on and watched a little bit, whether you watched a little bit or a lot of bit, it don't matter. We just thank you for tuning in and checking us out. For those of you who are watching on Facebook or who are watching on YouTube, remember to like and subscribe to our channel. And remember to watch all of the other podcasts we've done in the past, because you may learn something from a couple. We have couples that's been married for over 20 years, almost 30 years in the game. So, just remember to watch all of our podcasts. You may learn something. And we want to thank Rachel.
Yes.
And Gennaro.
Absolutely.
For hopping on with us. Much love to you, brother, man. I definitely appreciate
your story with us.
For hopping on.
We appreciate y'all for inviting us, man. We had a ball.
Absolutely. Thank you for being good sports and participating in the game and drinking with us and all those things that you probably shouldn't do. But we thank you for being good sports. So we're going to go ahead and stop the recording. So Gennaro and Rachel, hang on. We're going to stop the recording. So peace out, family.
Bye.
And much love.
Yes.